You're ready.
Okay. Raise your hand if you personally know someone who is divorced or have come in contact with anyone throughout your life who said they were divorced. Okay, take note, that's everyone in the entire class. Usually when I tell people that my parents are divorced, I get that uncomfortable head nod or the, I see, I'm sorry, kind of response. Divorce is perceived to be a bad thing, but open your eyes and you might be pleasantly surprised. Divorce avoids constant fighting, allows for a new beginning, and can provide a happier life for a child all around. When interviewing both of my parents who have been divorced since I was an infant, they both agree that it has made not only their lives happier, but mine as well. And if my parents agree on something, it has to be true. Having a more positive take on divorce may show you a different side of divorce altogether. Have you ever heard that saying, marriage is a blessing? Well, so is divorce. Probably. Divorce is viewed negatively, not positively. Some people feel that once they get married, it's for life. Some people feel this way because divorce goes against their religion, where other people, frankly, divorce is really expensive and they just don't want to pay for divorce. Where others may not want divorce because one person or both people involved in the marriage feel that divorce is not the right option for them. In the case against divorce by Stephen Waldman, those who can't afford divorce, those are strongly against divorce simply can't afford it, or others fear how it might change their life once they get divorced. For example, imagine not waking up to that same face every morning, even if it's not the face you want to see. Though it may be hard to change opinions about things we have always known to be true, it may really bring us that moment of realization. Solution. Having an open-minded take on divorce may really show us a more realistic way of life. Like my mom said in her interview, almost everywhere she goes, she runs into somebody who is divorced. And like I just said, everybody in this class raised their hand when I asked if they knew somebody who was divorced. Divorce is no longer so uncommon. People are finally realizing it can allow them to have a happier existence. And the divorce generation grows up. By David Jefferson, each year 1 million parents split up. That's triple the divorce rate of the 1950s. So why not take a fresh start if it's presented to you? Benefit number 1, divorce avoids constant fighting. Take a look at this picture right here. There's a mom and a dad fighting downstairs, and their kids are sitting on the stairs covering their ears. Now, like I said before, my parents have been divorced since I was an infant. I can't imagine fighting like this every day. When my parents get together now, 19 years later, they still fight like this. Can you imagine living in a house like this every single day where there's constant fighting? Benefit number 2. Divorce allows for a new beginning. Now in this picture is me, my dad, and my uncle. Now you're probably thinking that's my dad's brother, but you're wrong. That's my mom's brother. My dad and my uncle are best friends. They talk on the phone twice a week and email every single day. This picture was taken in San Juan, Puerto Rico, if you can read in the back, where the three of us, just the three of us, went on a cruise. Now if that's not a new beginning to a sloppy ending, I don't know what is. And finally, benefit number 3. Divorce provides a happier life for a child. In a journal by William James, Does Divorce or Marriage Have the Greater Negative Impact? Divorce allows both children to have both of their parents in their life without dealing with mom and dad's issues. In this picture, we have 2 obviously unhappy parents and 1 obviously unhappy child. How is the child supposed to have a happy life if the parents can't even provide one of their own? Divorce can really change a life for the best. It definitely did in my case. Though divorce is perceived to be bad, open up your eyes and you might be pleasantly surprised. Divorce avoids constant fighting, allows for a new beginning, and provides a happier life for a child. Now I could have went on YouTube or Google and typed in a video about how divorce is negative, but divorce is such a big part of my life that I wanted to include my personal story. Now here's a picture of my mom and my dad. Might not be the greatest pictures, but they're up there. My parents and I both love each other very much, but that doesn't mean that they have to love each other. My parents getting divorced was probably the best thing that has ever happened to me. Have you ever heard the song, "It's Always Better When We're Together" by Jack Johnson? Well, that might not always be true. When my parents decided to get divorced, when they made that decision 19 years ago, they thought they were going into something negative, but it ended up being the most positive thing that could have ever happened to me. I hope by hearing all these positives on divorce, you've discovered it is in fact a step in the right direction.